Thanks for joining us on 10tampabay.com and 10 Tampa Bay Plus, and we've got your extended coverage that includes an 11 a.m. update from the National Hurricane Center. We still have a tropical storm Idalia right now with winds of 65 miles per hour, but notice that northward movement a little faster now. North movement at 8, and that wind may be 65 mile per hour right now, but it is showing signs of some organization. But the latest from the hurricane hunters is showing that pressure about steady at 990 millibars. I think with our next update, we will be talking about Hurricane Idalia. Another reason to prepare today and take this storm seriously, because notice, still expected to be a major Category 3 hurricane as it makes a move toward the Florida Gulf Coast and the Big Bend area, and that would be first thing Wednesday morning. So again, we've got today, but things going downhill rapidly and deteriorating by the time we head into tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. Hearing a few beeps there, but we're safe and sound, folks, okay? Right now, what we're talking about in the Tampa area is this, okay? We're watching a hurricane about 580 miles from home, and we do have our first warnings issued with this system as well for this hurricane warning to bring in some impacts as we head into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So again, we'll continue to update you on the track. Those warnings, hurricane warnings now extend into Hillsborough, Pasco County, Pinellas County, and here you go, where you see the red here. This is also including Manatee County and up and down our coastal counties. So we'll continue to track that with you. Let's come on back to the maps. And if you're just joining us here on 10tampabay.com, we've got the latest from the Hurricane Center, and it does show 65 mile per hour sustained winds, Tropical Storm Idalia. But notice by later today, tonight, tomorrow morning, we've got a Category 1 hurricane and then a major hurricane as that makes its move off to the northeast. So with the change, right now, all the models coming into good consensus or agreement that this will become a major hurricane and turn toward the Big Bend of Florida. So as a result, we've got hurricane warnings in effect, and that now does include areas of Manatee County, Hillsborough County, Pasco, Pinellas County, and all up and down the Nature Coast. So we're going to be watching areas very carefully, especially along our coastal counties. And the big thing is this, the number one impact I'm looking at is storm surge. We've really got to heed any evacuation warnings with this system as it makes a move. In fact, you can see why. We're talking about life-threatening storm surge we need to take seriously, up to 7 to 11 feet, okay, across areas of the Nature Coast. All right, and we're talking about Citrus County and Hernando County. And then as you head down toward Pasco and Hillsborough County, surge in the 4 to 7 foot range, closer to 8 feet if you head up toward Pasco, and then 3 to 5 foot storm surge for Manatee and Sarasota counties. And notice flooding will extend into the Bay areas as well. So if you're asked to evacuate in areas of Hillsborough County, we've got to heed those warnings. Now we take a look at the very latest wind field, and a lot of folks focus on the cone, and that cone will become more narrow as we get closer to landfall. Okay, so it's more of an error track, but this map does a good job of showing this is a storm for all of us. No matter which way the storm wobbles now, we're done with saying, is it going to affect us? It's going to affect all of us. So you notice this big wind field across our area, making a move across north central and northeast Florida as we head into especially tomorrow night and Wednesday. We take a look at our satellite, and yeah, kind of an angry looking picture, right? A red ball of fire looks like here on the satellite picture. You can see the thunderstorms really wrapping around the center of low pressure, and it's over that warm bath water. So it's drawn its energy toward the center. You see some banding now on the north side becoming better defined, what we call some symmetry developing. So when we start to see a hurricane start to look like this, and you see the outflow and the fanning here, that's telling you that the atmosphere is conducive for further development. And that's why we're going to go from a tropical storm today to likely rapid intensification tonight and tomorrow, with a major hurricane likely developing during the day on Tuesday. So we take a look at our local impacts. This does a pretty good job here. So we're looking at Crystal River, Brooksville. These areas likely to see the highest impacts, and I'll step over here so you can see this. Winds, yeah, we'll have plenty of wind. All right, power outages, some down trees, 50 to 70 mile per hour winds, gusts to 80. But yeah, the big concern again in these areas would be the storm surge along the coast, 7 to 11 feet overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. We've got to watch out for those tornadoes and those feeder bands, those tropical bands, okay, and then the rainfall of 4 to 8 inches. So we could have storm surge, saltwater flooding, and freshwater flooding. So again, know your zone. Okay, know your zone in these areas, and if you're in an evacuation zone, you need to move. All right, and if they ask you to move, move. We take a look at Pinellas and Hillsborough counties. Yes, this is a big storm. I showed you that big wind field. All right, we got to take it seriously. So notice we're going to have plenty of wind in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 45 to 65 mile per hour winds. It's tropical storm force winds with 75 mile per hour gusts possible with those isolated tornadoes. Now tomorrow afternoon, we could have a tornado watch. Just keep that in mind. That's why today we need to make sure we check our supplies list and take care of things like bringing in the lawn furniture and things like that. Storm surge, a big problem as well in Pinellas and Hillsborough. 4 to 7 foot surge tonight into Wednesday, especially late tomorrow night into Wednesday, and then rainfall of 4 to 7 inches and locally higher. Taking a look at Manatee and Sarasota County, you're saying, well, we're okay. That, the storms in that cone seems far enough north. Well, you're not. In fact, there's going to be some big flooding problems even for Manatee and Sarasota County, so we'll be watching you very carefully. We've got a surge of 2 to 4 feet overnight Tuesday and Wednesday. And look at that. Once again, damaging wind gusts will be likely with some isolated tornadoes and that rainfall of 3 to 6 inches. Big picture inland areas. So we said, yes, this storm's going to cover all of us. All of Florida's in the storm, right? Okay, so notice Lakeland, Avon Park, Arcadia. Yes, we've got storms. Keep in mind with severe thunderstorms during a typical summer thunderstorm, we issue the warnings with 58 mile per hour winds. Well, guess what? Our inland counties, Polk County, you're going to see some of those damaging winds. Some wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. No storm surge to worry about, but again, have to watch the damaging winds. Rainfall of 2 to 4 inches, and some of that could be locally higher. Now, as we take a look at the overall picture, let's go to futurecast to put this together for you. So here we are, Tampa, Hillsborough, Pasco, and Pinellas County. We're going to stop it at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday. And notice that band, that first band that could possibly be severe, will make a move on our area. That includes Manatee, Sarasota counties, up into Tampa, Pinellas County, okay? And this could actually produce possibly some isolated severe weather and tornadoes. So that would be as early as tomorrow at 1:30. That's the first of several bands. And notice as our hurricane gains strength and makes a move north, these bands will just become more intense. So it's tomorrow night, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, where we could see, yes, a lot of the roughest weather the system has to offer. And you notice that nasty eye showing up here on our futurecast, 3:30 a.m. Wednesday. And once it becomes parallel to our area and then moves to the north, that's when we're going to start to see the surge in the water come up. That's going to be the water issues. They really start to pile up along our coastal areas in the bay as we head into after midnight on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. There's your landfall, major hurricane landfall for areas of the Big Bend. That would be right around 6:30, right on the bright side as we wake you up on Wednesday morning. So we're going to track that. We'll have surge, we'll have some isolated severe weather along with that and the very heavy rain, and then that'll scoot across northeast Florida. The good news is it's a fast-moving storm. So once it passes through the area Wednesday morning, we should start to see improving conditions as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So for today, it's our preparation day, right? We've got plenty of sunshine. We'll have a round of some scattered storms, not going to last long, and then a dry evening, temperatures mainly in the low 90s. We take a look at our big three for today. Okay, we've got have those storm preps completed, right? Okay, by late today, early Tuesday. Heat evacuation warnings, that should really be number one on the list. And number three, storm surge late Tuesday into Wednesday. That'll be the big story with Idalia. As we look at the 7-day forecast, all right, hey, I've got a silver lining, don't worry. We've got today's the quiet and the calm before the storm, a high of 94. There's that 60% chance of rain, especially between 1 and 5. Tuesday and Wednesday, most of your wind and the rain, temperatures in the upper 80s. And then once the storm passes by Wednesday afternoon, we've got plenty of sunshine, back to some nice Tampa weather, and a nice Labor Day weekend with temperatures in the low 90s. Of course, we'll keep you updated here on 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus. We appreciate you being with us, and we're checking on our families. You're like family to us, and we'll keep you updated throughout the storm, before, during, and after, informed, prepared, and connected.